Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Welcome to Olivo, where we break down global news that impacts your world. I'm Keith Johnson, and today we're talking about a significant shift in Europe's approach to Russia's frozen assets. So, what's happening? Well, European leaders are finally finding the will to tap into those frozen Russian central bank assets to support Ukraine. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has called for the large-scale mobilization of these assets, aiming to underwrite Ukraine with about 140 billion euros. That's around $164 billion. The money will be used solely for new weapons to equip Kyiv and help it survive on the battlefield. Now, this is a major shift from previous German governments, which were skeptical of touching Russian assets. Belgium and France have been hesitant as well, fearing legal implications and a broader loss in confidence in the euro. But Merz's call marks a change in stance, signaling to Russia that we're going to fund Ukraine to fight on. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen promised earlier this month that Europe would work out some formula to meet Ukraine's financing needs without relying on European taxpayers. Now, it seems they've found a way to make Moscow pay for Ukraine's reconstruction. The plan is still evolving, but it involves moving cash held in Europe to Ukraine in tranches and replacing it with long-term EU debt obligations. This would essentially leave the underlying assets untouched but mobilize the money immediately for Ukraine. Repayment would be contingent on Russia making war reparations at the end of the conflict. Now, what's interesting is that not all EU member states are on board yet. France President Emmanuel Macron still opposes confiscating frozen Russian assets, and Hungary and Slovakia have been vocal about their concerns as well. But Brussels seems determined to push through with a large majority of EU member states. The United States has also joined in, with Trump seeming to wash his hands of further involvement in the Ukraine war. Meanwhile, the UK, Canada, and other countries together have another $50 billion or so in frozen Russian assets that they're willing to mobilize for Ukraine. So, what's at stake here? Well, Russia's been quite vocal about its opposition to any move toward confiscation of its frozen assets, warning of consequences. But experts argue that the legal arguments against confiscation are overblown, given Russia's use of aggressive war and renunciation of international law protections. In the end, what matters is that Ukraine has the financing it needs to survive and win the war. And with these numbers being big enough to make a difference, this could be a game changer in the conflict. That's all for now on Olivo. Thanks for watching.